and then later on we can do live session, I think. Well, even today, yeah, we can do that. We're gonna establish the goals, whatever you need to work on. Maybe there's gonna be positional goals, maybe it's timing, maybe something else. Yeah, it just depends on situation.
Okay.
And then we can go based of that. So you actually go into practice, because there might be dozens of things you can be doing, and in theory I can tell you what you should be doing as a player, right? But it's useful short term, but a lot of times it's not as useful long term, because it's just so many things for you to pay attention to, and working memory, how working memory is humans, it's limited, so it might be difficult to just apply all the principles. But we just kind of, if we're able to establish 1, 2 principles and go in the game with that in mind, should be much better, should be easier. Is that sounds good with you?
Okay. Yeah, that sounds good. That's fine.
Okay, perfect. Let's take a look. What you mentioned in the form so far. You mentioned that currently your long-term goals are you'd like to get GM on tank or DPS and be able to carry the games. You like playing DPS more, but you feel that a lot more you are more restricted mechanically and have trouble with dying too much in DPS. I see, I see. So, do you play 2 roles at the moment, or do you have kind of one main role and then the other role you just play occasionally? How is that usually going for you?
Um, I kind of switch. I mean, mostly I'll play tank. I mean, you can see now, this season I've got a lot more comp games on tank, but before I would play DPS a lot more, and I think a few months ago I kind of
Yeah.
switched over to tank and have been kind of maining that. And then we'll just kind of play DPS when I want something different. But I've mostly been doing tank. I like DPS because it's sort of I feel like it's more like chill. Like you don't have to sort of make every decision and initiate everything yourself. So it's nice to have a break sometimes. But I like both.
Of course, makes sense. Just want to say, well, at the end of the day, you want to do what you enjoy the most, but you just want to say that want to be careful when playing multiple roles, because usually we just might be building conflicting habits. There also might be too many things for you to work on. Just saying, from long-term standpoint, what kind of goal you have currently reaching GM, it'll be much easier ideally if we just lean towards one role, but you can also do them both. It's just gonna be slower. That's what I want to say, something to keep in mind. But yeah,
Mhm.
what kind of role you would like to focus on with our sessions? Well, even with the session today, what kind of role you would like to work on?
Let's do tanking then, because I mean, I guess my role is like to be able to sort of feel like I have the most impact on a game. And so, like, which do you think has more impact? Like, if I were to play DPS or tank?
I would say whatever you enjoy the most, because this way you get the biggest motivation to just learn and improve. What do you feel like? What kind of role you enjoy playing more currently?
Uh, let's do tank.
Let's do tank, of course. What kind of
Yeah.
tanks you want to run in the for the long term? You
Um,
think?
I'm not sure. I was like playing a lot of Winston, but I feel like I sort of can't kill enough people for it to really like have the impact that I want to in games. And so like I don't know if maybe I should try someone different. I've been trying some Ram, I've been trying some Zarya, um, mostly Winston and Ramatra, and then I have a lot of time played in Sigma, but I can't really make him work. So those would be my top three, and then I'll play some of the other ones just depending on how I feel.
I see you. Makes sense. We can kind of do the same even when you just when we're looking at your tank role. First, the question is just gonna be what kind of characters you enjoy playing the most. I think that is question number one, especially the rank where we at. Let me see. I think currently in Plat 5 and tank, yeah, I would say it's okay. But then the another question can also be what kind of characters you can play, so you will be suitable for each situation. And usually there are sweet situations when we looking at the compositions is just poke composition, there might be poke composition, there might be dive characters and brawl characters. Okay, and ideally, you just want to be able to be suitable for all those three. So if you have around three characters, typically it's gonna be alright. Usually it's gonna be alright. So we can just start with planning around the three characters this time. For example, Paul character in the tank category is straightforward Sigma, maybe Dive. You mentioned you're already playing Winston, it's gonna be him. And Brawl could be something like Ramattra in your case, but there are also some other tanks. It just depends on what you enjoy playing the most. So what do you feel like? What kind of characters you enjoy out of all of those which you mentioned as well? What do you think?
Yeah, I mean, I think the ones you mentioned would be good. Like maybe Malga, but I feel like he's kind of situational. But
Of course.
yeah, I mean, the biggest thing is like with poke, I really struggle with Sigma. Like I just can't get him to work. So I just I force fit Ram into any kind of poke situation. But Winston, I feel okay on. Um, and Malgo when he works, I feel good on. But yeah,
Makes sense. Makes sense. Yeah, I think just around those three should be alright. Yeah, Maoka might seem like more situational. Right now, he's okay. I wouldn't say he is the best brawl tank currently. Sure, Ramada is still, to me, especially when we're looking at competitive, is definitely really good. But yeah, you can think about just depending on what you enjoy the most again. I think this is the biggest thing, to be honest, if you're looking for the long term improvement. So yeah, I'll just start with those three. A lot of your value is going to be performance, how you perform, how effectively you practice. So we'll start with that. I think we can take a look at the replay, take a look at just what you're doing on the characters. Let me see. Is there anything else in the forum you mentioned? Your playtime is good. I think you have a lot of experience, so this is going to be pretty useful to us as well. And I think that's about it. Yeah, there are no additional notes. Okay, uh, do you have a replay we could start with? So we'll look at your tank. Well, just first off, decide what kind of tank you want to lean towards today, and we can look at that replay. So what do you think? Do you want to start with
I'm not
Winston, Ram,
sure.
Sig? Mhm.
I didn't prepare one just because I wasn't sure if we would need to. But I can, I played some games today. We can like maybe I can just see which heroes I played and pick one. Or
Of
I'm not sure
course.
if there's any like if it. Oh, I meant to just look at the game report. I don't know if it like if you have any uh like would it be helpful to look at a certain kind, or do
Just
you have like any
any
guidance on
game,
that?
I think, as I mentioned in the message. So I send you the message with all the things. Ideally, just get the game where you felt like you played the best and you still won, or like it was a close game, or lose, doesn't matter. But yeah, where you tried your best, close game is the best. Let's put it this way.
The
Usually, if you look at really long games, those are good potentially to review because it means that those are close games. Kind of more than 50 minutes usually good.
Okay, let me just check a couple here then.
Yeah, exactly. It's just what we need to do whatever first because we just need to identify the goals, what do we need to work on. There might be dozens, maybe hundreds even of things we can be paying attention to. So just want to start
Okay.
somewhere.
Um, let me. I'm not sure if I have any on those heroes. I was looking for the heroes that we mentioned. Um,
That's okay. That's okay. Maybe if you can find some. If not, well, we could start with live, but since there's kind of no goals, we'll just look at kind of more default goals. And should be alright.
I was gonna check my other account to see if I had any on there, but yeah, I've been playing a lot of like Zarya and trying to learn Diva lately, and so all my replays in the like in my history here are with them.
Okay.
Um,
Okay, then let's just do live session right away. Then, if I want to focus on Winston Ram and also Sig, I think it would be the best, to be honest. Because what matters is your long-term goals, right? We don't want to practice the characters, we don't want to play too much, and to be honest, the hero pool, if you have too many characters, that's gonna influence your climb a lot. So yeah, you just need ideally around 3. You should be the best, to be honest. So yeah,
okay.
right. We can just queue, start with those 3, should be alright. Maybe if map allows us, just lean towards one character, see how is that gonna go. I'll start with the basic goals. I think you mentioned that you struggled with, there was a little bit just about the positioning, and you also mentioned just the targets. Let me read the right. Yeah, kill pressure, positioning fights. Okay, let's see what kind of tank you're gonna be peeking. Let's just have one positional goal for now, and it's gonna be good enough. Does it sound good?
Okay, sure.
All right, all right.
Oh, I didn't mean to ban him. I mean, I think the biggest thing is like I feel like I never know what to do, and I mean, like occasionally I will, but like generally I sort of don't know like where I should be or what I should be doing, and I feel like I can't really like influence the games if I'm not like actively killing people, and I have trouble doing that, and so that's kind of been like a point of frustration. So it's mostly those two things.
That's all right. That's all right. We'll work on that. That's all solvable. Especially as a tank, me myself back in the days, I can 100% tell
Oh,
it's all
were you
doable.
kidding? Okay.
Yeah, right now, obviously, I'm coaching for the most part, but back in the days, been able to reach top 10 the rank by myself by playing
Oh,
tank too.
really?
So, oh yeah, it was that. Yeah.
Oh, wow. That's actually really impressive.
Well, thank you.
Do
Well,
you
do
still
you?
play at all, or are you mostly just sort of you enjoy like helping people improve more?
Yeah, mostly I'm just coaching at the moment. Sometimes I play, but not as much. I enjoy just doing those water review more. Okay, so do you typically run Ram here? Why do you peak him at the moment?
Yeah. Uh, Usually just because this first point, I'm like most of the map is pretty like narrow. I'm gonna get
You
out
can
of
also
team
mute the
chat.
chat. Yeah, it's so good.
It's mostly I feel like it's just kind of confined. It's good for like brawly type heroes, just from what I've seen, I guess.
That's all right. That's all right. Yeah, let's see what are we doing. All right, looking pretty decent. We got a lot of space. That's okay. You might maybe even kill him there because he's really far.
Yeah,
Yeah, that's
it's
all
kind of
good.
a crazy charge. I didn't
Yeah, it
expect them
was
to take me that far.
pretty crazy one, 100%. Nice, good patience. Looking decent. Okay, I see that you scout a lot for where your team is. That's great. Ideally, if you're able to sync the pressure with them all the time, that is the most important. So
Oh shit.
keep that in mind. So see, for example, there, right? We just slightly too far towards this point where most of your team is not ready. So I just want you to make
Hmm.
sure you attack, you being active as abilities when most of your team is active. That's about it. So you
Okay.
punch, you use your shield, mostly when your team is ready. Yeah, you don't want to compensate with the shield for unnecessary forward or like bad position in general.
Okay.
Okay. That's alright, that's alright. You guys can retake. I'll just pay attention to time entirely. The same thing what you did before. Just looking around, and make sure you use your abilities punch and shield when most of your team is ready. Because We just need to absorb the pressure in the areas where your team can attack. That's about it. Oh, there's no problem. We'll farm our ultimate too. We should be able to cap soon. Yeah, looking decent timing-wise. One more fight. They use quite a lot. You have your own ultimate. If you do the same, you time your pressure, I think should be alright. We have your ultimate to open up the fight with. You guys should be able to capture, I think. Just try to time your pressure, should be alright. Get ready to pressure, because we need to keep punching someone, yep. Just kind of get in the position. That's alright, that's alright. Just a little bit too... Let's just say, it's a little bit too much extended from the corner where you are. You ideally want to take it slower, corner by corner, corner by corner. It should be easier. Okay, that's alright. So I'm making notes along the way as well. We'll review that after, so no worries. I think it's holdable, it's doable. Maybe try to play the same tank you played on attack. We'll see how is that gonna go on defense. The idea will be the same, mostly. What I want you to try is... I see you scouting for your team, but before you actually go in, you can invest time in the setup. I just want you to get as close as possible to the enemy team, and then later on, try to scout where your team is and attack from your position. So you don't have to go from too far away corner, if that makes sense. You don't have to kind of just cross that open space for too long. Yeah, we're taking the closest range corner, okay, setting up there, and then timing the pressure with our team. That's it.
Okay.
Let's see how is that gonna go. Might be a good one to review as well later on. Okay.
Let's make this quick.
I really like that you're scouting. I think a lot of people don't do that, to be honest, at your rank. Mechanically, doesn't feel like there are too many problems too. So that's great. Just keep this up. It's a normal learning opportunity for us too. It's good. Usually a lot of people prefer holding around statue or this corner on the right side. So see, this is gonna be your the shortest corner, yeah, the closest corner to the enemy. And once they cross that, you can start using your form, yeah, you can maybe start using your shield as well. Just kind of typically we just want to prepare, yeah, like don't, yeah, you see, exactly, you don't want to be peeking before and get forced to use your abilities, right? You just kind of leaning towards the corner, but that's fine. They also got a levers, so it's a little bit complicated there.
Confidence will be their undoing.
Yeah, I mean, it is one of those games, but yeah, I mean, I think you kind of get the idea of like, you know, how I'd play it.
That's alright, that's alright. Can you send me this replay real quick? We'll go over just a few things. Gonna be pretty easy fix. Hey, let's stop watching and... Okay. I'm gonna screen share. Here we go. Alright, can you see the stream?
Yeah.
Okay, perfect. So, one easy fix is, as I mentioned again, timing wise, I see you trying to scout a lot. It seemed that maybe you just as a player in general, pretty have good awareness. Maybe I'm not sure if you've been getting coaching before. Maybe there have been people who have been telling you, yeah, actually, time is really important to you. That's why you just actively look around. But it's great. Mechanically, not too many
I haven't
problems.
done, but I've watched like a lot of YouTube videos and stuff too. So I just like I feel like in the replay, like it's sort of obvious what to do, but like in
Yeah,
the game,
that's true.
like I have no idea. I'm
That's
just
true.
kind of overwhelmed.
Yeah, exactly. That's why you don't want to kind of overwhelm yourself with too many ideas in the replay. To be honest, just pick one, two things, what is easily digestible and what you can implement in any game, and should be all right. So I will show you two fights, and it's going to be this last one where it's going to be really good example, and it's also going to be, well, actually I can even pick that fight where push really far, because the idea is the same. It's not that pushing far is bad, it's just how you do that. Okay, let's
Okay.
just go to so this is, I think it's gonna be slightly early even. Yeah, because you guys almost captured the point pretty fast, to be honest. Yeah, so this is gonna be when this happens. Yeah, so we're trying to capture, you go in and take the position. Okay, so what I want you to try to do is time the pressure with your team, but make sure you set up at the closest range corner whatever is possible. Well, maybe this can be fine. Yeah, like maybe this can be alright, because your team in theory can pressure this street. Okay, but what I want you to do is, once you set up the corner, make sure you have cooldowns for the actual fight. Yeah, for the actual time when your team is ready. Does it make sense? So see, like right now,
Mhm.
what you could be doing currently is, for example, if I'm sitting inside here, I don't have to use my shield even, right? I can just use all of this as a piece of cover. I can also use this HP pack as a piece of cover, okay? And this is just going to be constant idea of not using your resources unless there's a normal team fight. Yeah, when your team is ready, you're kind of being active with your cooldown. Yeah, let's put it this way. My team is, yeah, I'll just say my team can be active, I can be active, yeah? And activity is gonna be resources. Yeah, just mostly you can maybe use your shield, maybe you can use your punch, and it's gonna be much easier. Okay, and I will show you the fights after that. I think especially this one before, yeah, like right there, what you were trying to do. So there's okay waiting, yeah, just in general, kind of timing the pressure with your team, but what is that closest range corner you could take before you're able to fight with the rest of your team? The same idea as we discussed before. What do you think? Where could you set up? Get to the close range.
Either the statue on the bottom side or the hotel corner.
Yeah, exactly. One of those corners. So you just start. Oh, this is a little bit too much. Okay, so this is this is one of the corners A. Maybe this is corner B, and then later on, when your team is ready, you start pushing. You see this corner here is just a little bit too far away, and so what happens is you have this corner 1 and corner 2 here, or like let's say this is corner 2.1 as well, kind of similar idea, and this is corner 3, and you kind of push from 1 to 3, and that's why you have to cross a lot of space and getting a lot of pokes. See what you did there? You're just not setting
Mhm.
up at the closest range corner possible, and that's
Mhm.
why it's just going to be difficult for your teammates to follow up. It's going to be also a lot of pressure on you. So just take it one step at a time. Set up, your team is ready, let's go. But because you actually did setup, you don't have to feel like you have to cover a lot of space and be really active, like by doing this, yeah, crossing the open. It's taking a lot of time, you're not able to pressure. But from positions 2 and 2.1, I'm able to pressure, so it's going to be easier. In theory, you might also bait the enemy to push your space, so it's even better, because the rest of your team can attack from here, let's say location A here. They're going to be able to attack the rest of this. Does it make sense with this example? Any questions about that one?
So you would take the hotel door, even like though it would line of sight my Kiri there.
In theory, you can. Like, so again, this is just a tool. It's just one of the positions where we could be, and you not really out of line of sight either. By the way, it's just from here we also they're able to see you like this way. Yeah, well, it also maybe requires to just go here. But to be honest, because you have your resources, yeah, think about your resources as your power spot, like passive power in a way, okay? Because you took certain position. If the enemy is pushing you, you can use your resources and protect yourself. You can use your nemesis, you can use your shield, the same way as we did here. Tweet cover is your first shield, but get to there, like you did here. But the mistake was that we used our resources, yeah? So, but this here, we not get in a position, and yeah, that's why it's like a little bit difficult, yeah? So it's like one or another. Get in a position, have your resources later on, and should be alright. You can always answer the enemy pressure if something happens. Yeah, think about your resources like passive power, like opportunity for you to be aggressive. You have your nemesis, you can go. Yeah, for example, here maybe we don't have to even use the shield, right? I can just walk forward. I can try to take space. You're in line of sight of your Kira too. Well, I'm in line of sight of my Kira here. I'm in line of sight maybe for some time here. And later on, something happens, enemy makes a commitment, you can attack, yeah? Just stuff like that. It's gonna be 2 steps: setup, attack, setup, attack. Yeah, time the pressure. Okay,
Yeah, that makes sense.
I will show you one more example. Let me see. Maybe there's gonna be even... Yeah, well, that one was pretty obvious at the end of the round, but this is again the same problem. What we're trying to look at is when the fight starts, you want to have most of your resources for the actual fight. So see, maybe in theory, you have this cover A, yeah, let's call it the statue A, and when my team... Well, maybe, let's say they're positioned at B around the point. Yeah, well, you're missing the players, but it's fine. Anyway, the idea is the same. My team's position at B, you're at A, so you need to make sure you have your shield and the nemesis for the time when B can attack. Okay, so how should you play right now? What should you be doing?
Just waiting.
Just waiting where? Around A here?
Either A or B. Or either A or like the hotel corner.
Yeah, well, it can even be inside here. Yeah, for example, it can be anywhere. To be honest, in theory, you can even be there. But it just this thing that when your team's ready to attack, it can attack as well. Well, obviously, usually because we don't have as much mobility, we have to take those softer angles. Softer, it means closer to your team. So something A or C will be alright. You're just gonna start there. Later on, you can apply the pressure. Should be all good. Okay, so. This is the idea. I just want to say a small thing is you can, this really niche thing is around, but it's important because you don't have to wait all the time, but just something to keep in mind. We can use, well, I can maybe phrase it in a even more universal way. You can use your abilities before the fight starts, like this here. You see, the enemy is not able to make a full commitment yet, but you want to make sure you get those back by the time when your team can attack. So in theory, if I use my nemesis even now, or use my shield even now, and I will get it back, because those guys are so far, yeah, I will get it by the time they will get to position B, for example. It can be alright, but I want you to make sure you actually have your resources for the time when the fight happens. Okay, does it make sense?
Yeah, it does.
Okay, yeah, let's implement some of this. Let's just do the corners, set up at the close range, and then fight. Do you want to try one more game?
Okay.
Yeah, let's do that. Any questions? Maybe.
No, that makes a lot of sense.
Nice,
Yeah,
let's do that.
I agree.
Perfect. Okay, I'm gonna stop the screen share on my end. Watching your stream. Let's see. Are we getting... Oh, you already got a game. Oh.
Yeah, they're instant queues. It's
Nice.
pretty nice.
Oh, it's great. What do we got? Havana. Well, Havana, there's a lot of open space. Might be good to play either Ram or Sig, but just pick what you're comfortable with. What do you enjoy more? The same ideas can be applicable to this map for any character.
I usually play Sigma here, but I don't like. I sort of never feel confident with it.
That's alright. That makes sense. Alright, let's do the same. We just go from corner to corner. As a Sigma, it's not gonna be too short range, but more medium range. But the idea is the same. Use cover,
Okay.
and make sure you use your resources selfishly. Yeah, when a commitment happens, then you can attack. Let's put it this way.
Doctor, are we still meeting for lunch after the seminar today?
Sebrin, that was years and years ago. But we had a lovely talk.
Oh, I remember now. Birds, wasn't it?
Oh, comp is alright. You might expect some snipers going. Just be ready to deny them. You can just shoot them normally, but I want you to try to just use your resources selfishly for now. Yeah, there might be an urge to shoot the angle, but just the basic things. Walk from corner to corner and create that passive power. Yeah, just making sure enemies make a commitment and then you use the resources. Alright, alright. See what kind of corner you can walk. Yeah, find your corner. Find this position you can be active at. Yeah, that was good. See, you forced that rock, for example. Now, maybe another corner to take? Where could you be? Instead of being on main, what do you think?
Here, I'm never sure. I could go
Left
up here,
side?
but
Try
I'm
left
afraid
side.
I'm gonna.
Just try this out. You want to shoot the backline, right? So, that's alright. And see, if the enemy is making commitment, I can use abilities. That's about it. Create the passive power all the time. Okay, where do you walk?
I'm gonna back up.
Corner? Not sure. You have an advantage. But you,
Oh,
well,
do we? Okay.
just a little bit, because you got the pick before, and you also got the rest. Yeah. Yeah, find a corner, and if enemy attacks you, you can try to kill them. You can also try to find a time to use the rock. Yes, great, looking good. Nice shield. There was good intention. Unfortunately, just placement was a little bit not on point, but it's okay. Keep walking, taking space. Find the corner. Yeah, corner. I'm walking to the corners, always. Okay. Corner first, ability second, if it's needed. Right. Might seem like a decent spot. Yeah, good shield. That's alright. Make sure you keep walking from corner to corner when you're gonna be taking space. Okay, creating passive power. You can always find those abilities. You can be blocking later on. It can be rock, it can be sig. I mean, bastion, turret mode, stuff like that. Also, there's a... Yeah, you gotta be a little bit more active towards those guys. They've been taking an off angle. That's fine. You can keep walking, right? It's just because of the corners. You need to find a corner. Where our next corner can be.
Like here.
Maybe.
I was gonna go up. But
I would say up is even better, yeah. That's where you could be, potentially. Just better line of sight, right? See that backline skill in your team. So we need to create that passive power, yeah? Make sure you just want not it. You want to try to punish the Zen on the angle too, but it's fine, it's fine. Later on you can
yeah, I
be done.
sure.
That's okay, that's okay.
I wasn't sure where he was. Okay.
Yeah, they've been pretty aggressive. I think you can keep punishing them. You can even rock them for the kill real fast.
Should I go if we're down one here, or
You can
should
try.
wait?
I want you to set up no matter what, and then later on, once you have enough numbers, you can walk. Like always,
Okay.
think about setting up as a tank because this creates power. This creates an. But I just put it this way: enemy might make a mistake and push you, yeah, or something. They can, even in unfavorable situations, still important.
Yeah, we're like,
This Zen is so aggressive, playing like a tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
yeah. Wild.
Right, good setup, and from here you start fighting. Obviously you can try to see if your team is around, but this is good setup. This is looking really decent. Right. That's alright. You should be... Just make sure you shoot the Mercy first, ideally.
Oh, I didn't need ult there. I can.
That's all good. You might get a kill on the Zen there, maybe? Pretty close. Try to finish those guys. Nice, good job. Yeah, just keep using our corners. See if they're pushing me. I can use the shield or whatever you want to. Yeah, see, those guys are making a mistake by pushing you, yeah? Because you have this passive power, in a way.
Yeah.
Yeah?
Should I, like here, I don't know if I should try to push the Sig out or just focus the backline.
You usually want to focus the most active angles. And see, like, those high grounds, those are more important to clear. So this is good if you clear them. Like Zen, the Cassidy was in the top, that's always more important to clear.
Okay.
Yeah. Because you as a tank, you need to be somewhere where the activity happens. And if the activity is on the top, then push the top. Yeah, for example, this Bastion is more important compared to Sick on the bottom. Okay, set up first. How do you set up? You don't want to walk back, you want to try to be proactive in a way. Yeah, find the next corners you can take, maybe. That's alright. Just recognize, yeah, how far you can go based on where your team is. Yeah, but you still want to try to find a way to push your limits. Yeah, that's alright.
Like here, should I push up there or?
You
I'm
can
never sure, like,
just try to think if there's not working. See this left side, maybe it's not as good. Maybe try a different side, yeah. Just might be something else. That's okay. That's okay. You just always try to find a way for you to set up. So it's gonna be you dealing with those important positions and forcing them to look at you. Basically, you don't have to always sit with your team. Yeah, you can walk right, you can walk left. But with this Zenyatta on the left is really aggressive. You can kill him. Okay, he's using trance.
Oh my god.
Yeah, find a way for you to walk and take important positions. Later on, you can drop always. But yeah, this is good. This is decent. Nice. Good setup here. Now they have to deal with you. Nice, good job. Nice. And we continue the setup after you get this in. Yeah. Okay, we're gonna keep walking, force an enemy to force an action to happen, right? Don't wanna wait too much. Find a way, find your angles. We don't care where you are, try to experiment. Just try to walk a little bit forward, off angle, doesn't matter, even flank. Yeah, this left side looks decent. Yeah. See, from here you make the actions to happen, maybe. Yeah, because they're gonna be looking at you, they're not looking at your team. So, this is what we want. And this Lucio can die, by the way. Nice. Yeah, force the action to happen, this is great. Okay, find another angles to walk if you need. It's all the same, constantly. Yeah. I like this left side, might work. Nice block. Might get their Bastion, the backline, it seems pretty weak. That's okay. We keep doing the same. Just find either left side or right side, might be okay. Get to that backline, should be okay. I don't know what this guy's doing. He's just
it's actually working for him, you know, like it seems silly, but man, nobody could kill him.
He's cocaine something there. Okay, that's alright. We
got
gotta...
more damage than either of their DPS.
Yeah, it's alright, that's alright. Just something to keep in mind. You can also punish them, by the way, pretty frequently, I think, because the map's so open. I think the Sig is definitely decent at doing that. But yeah, keep this up, doing the same. I hope that makes sense, and it feels easier for you, yeah, when you're trying to just get the position, and then later on using it as a passive point, yeah, because you have the passive power, I can use abilities, but later on, the enemies, they attack you, yeah, you can react. But first off, you just always set up, yeah? Get to the best spot possible. Yeah. So, how it felt the first round for you? Is it okay, looking okay? Anything, any questions you got?
Yeah, I mean, it feels like I definitely understand what you're saying. I do feel like um like I just never know where the next place is.
Yeah, that's fine, because you want to just be able to figure out it on your own, because there are dozens of places where you can be in Syria.
Okay.
That's what I want to say. There's no perfect place for you to stay. You just have principles and tools which you can apply and use. So we have those two tools so far. Use effective range and make sure you synchronize with the rest of your team, right? This can be those tools. There also can be other tools. We can also go over those later on, but this is enough, to be honest. Just find the position where you can set up an effective range always first, and later you attack with the rest of your team. That's enough. Because positioning always has context. It's never about, oh, this spot is perfect. Yeah, well, of course there's some, generally speaking, good spots, but it's context. Right.
Okay.
Make sure you force the action to happen towards you and then use the abilities, remember? Making sure this happens. Corners. You walk, giving too much space. You can still play effective range, right? Use those pillars. Yeah, use, I don't know, this position behind you as well later on. But yeah, always effective range. Always cover. That's what we want you to do. Right? That's looking decent, that's alright. This right side seems good to hold, but make sure, yeah. That's okay, you just have to reset slightly. Your team's dead currently, so we have to just take the next fight after. That's alright. And see, usually those spots where you can see more, like this top, for example, here, it's gonna be really good. You just take the bridge, you're able to see more, and just attack that backline easier. Yeah, make sure you set up first. Set up. Yeah, don't sit on the bottom. You need to take the position first, yeah? And set up and see who you got. You got that soldier. Who you can maybe kill. Nice, okay. Now force the Kiriko's TP too. Now be careful, gotta give up the space. Yeah, it's alright. But we'll do the same thing later on again. Okay, take space, find a way to do so. Make sure you walk, yes. This guy, if they aggressive, can punish that. Nice, good job. This is a pretty decent spot. Just make sure you're timing with the rest of your core. There's a tree. Yeah, usually you can stay near the tree. It's all good.
Okay.
Yeah. Keep punishing them if they're pushing you. Nice. Hey, set up. Set up right away. Find the best positions. Don't care where you are, just make sure you're using effective range. And that's how we set up, yeah? Yeah, this position is usually the best, because you're able to shoot anything with your effective range. It just doesn't matter where they go, you can always deny that. Nice, decent. Keep denying whoever's pushing you. Maybe that soldier as well can be good to deny it. Find the angles, active angles, take space, set up. We're playing too far back, right? You need to absorb attention. But absorb it with cover. Yeah, we always play cover. Take space, but play cover. Okay. That's okay, reset a little.
Okay.
Yeah, that's so good. That's pretty close.
Should I like chase this Lucio or? I don't know
Whatever.
what to do.
Usually you want to fight whoever is the most killable and dangerous at the same time. So like that Lucio was
Okay.
1 HP, so I think it's fine. But later on, see if there's soldier taking angle, fire taking angle, you're gonna be shooting them.
Okay.
Yeah, like that guy is gonna be okay. Like this guy is always killable because he does that. So you can also
Okay.
shoot them. Yeah. Okay. Yeah, force the actions to happen. See how you can walk towards the cover, yeah? So we use an effects range. This looks like pretty decent position. Yeah, make sure you're able to hold that though. Nice, good job. Okay, I want you to think about how do you push up and take space later on, yeah? Because effects range. We don't want to be playing outside of it, yeah? Maybe take space here.
Okay.
Should stay right there, right near this cart, for example. Later on, you can give up space. Keep shooting, uptime, yeah, so this is the most important. Yeah, and we're just using cover. If the actions are happening towards you, you will use the shield, shift, and rock. Yeah, don't use it until the action's not happening. Yeah, like this is decent. Okay, that's
Oh,
fine, that's
I
fine.
wasn't paying attention.
Yeah, it's just, we still lifted them up, so it's a okay trade. I think your team might manage that.
I might just go Winston.
A better world is
Yeah, that's alright.
I can
It's
touch
always
them,
good
though.
to go fast character for those situations, yeah. That's okay. That's okay. Anyway, pretty good game. I think it's really did seem like you used the cover a lot. Yeah, kind of pushing from corner to corner. That's what we want to take out of those games, to be honest. Once you just play more and more, it's gonna be easier for you to implement. You'll notice the difference. Like ideally together, you will have two variables. See, because our emphasis on cover a lot of times, you might notice that your sometimes you're taking a little bit too much pressure, right? But it's just because of the timing, yeah? So that's what we want you to do for the long term, is just get to the position, but I also want you to do the same thing you did before, scout what your team is doing and then act, depending on that. Yeah, you
Okay.
need to find that spot where you're able to time the pressure with the rest of your core, but set up first. Yeah, you always kind of remember those moments when you ask me, oh, should I push the second point? Remember when your team was just
Yeah.
responding, should I do that? Well, in theory you can, right? You can just go towards the left side, you can maybe even take the middle, you can even go to the right, yeah, because your team, by the time you're doing that, they will be able to reset, and it's not like you will be forced to use any of your abilities too. If I walk inside the left room or all the way right side, I still have the cooldowns, and in theory you can even force an enemy to do something, yeah, kind of bait them to make a mistake. Like that Lucio, maybe he's been silly sometimes in attacking you, right? Or maybe that Zenyatta going on the angle. You can punish that, yeah, even in those cases when we down one. It's not like we have to just sit and wait. Yeah, it's a common mistake, I think, for the most of the tanks, even the high tier, to be honest. But yeah, you can always force an enemy to do a mistake by taking those more power spots position, yeah, because I go somewhere, but I'm not forced to use the cooldowns. Yeah? I'm just walking towards the corners and enemies making a mistake later. It's gonna take the time to fix, but it's alright.
Yeah, no, that makes a lot of sense. I mean, I feel like I've intentionally tried to like not take space because like I feel like I was worried about like baiting teammates into going in. But like you're right, like I can get in a good position and be like further ahead when like people do catch up, you know, and not have to like fight for that
Yeah, exactly.
after.
Exactly, and don't treat the positioning overall as you have certain spots in the map. Well, in reality, yes, of course, you do kind of more power spots. That is something what we can talk about too, but overall positioning is all about the context. So if you're able to use the tools and, for example, timing and just being able to set up at your effects range, that can be a good first step in just identifying where you can be. And a lot of it is going to be your experimentation, see what works, what not. Obviously, if you're going to have any question about the specific timestamp. Maybe if you want to send it to me later, I will be glad to answer. That is something what I do. Yeah, maybe just give you kind of more optimal position. That's possible, but I want you to just be comfortable applying the principles. It's not. I don't want you to remember the best spot and just sit there forever, because it's not gonna be true for every situation. you know.
Yeah, that would be great. Just to feel like I can actually like make decisions on my own and like evaluate whether that was like
Ideally,
the
it
right
should
or
be.
wrong decision. You know,
we
I feel like that's kind of
ideally, yeah, ideally as a coaching, one of the best things is just give you the tools which you can use at any point of time. That's the best thing. Like not giving you the fish, but giving you the ability to catch the fish. Sort of.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, so that's my job. Well, it might take a little bit more time sometimes to just work on certain habits, but do it step by step. This game was pretty good example what I can be doing, but you can just polish that more and more. Should be alright. I'm thinking maybe let's just try to summarize what we talked about so far, and we can also think about our next steps as well. But yeah, so far, what is the summary for you? What you got out of today? What do you think?
Don't waste abilities when my team isn't ready to follow up on it, and think about the cover to cover pathing that
Okay.
allows me to fight who my hero is good against.
Right, right. So see, you want to be try to also phrase whenever you're gonna be phrasing the goals for yourself. Try to phrase it in a positive way as well, so it's easier to make the action. So, for example, don't waste my ability until my team is ready. But maybe say like, don't do that, but what to do instead. Yeah, maybe make sure you wait for the enemy commitment to and use your abilities, and make sure you do it together with the rest of your team. For example, yeah, like I mentioned, it just always sticks better. Sort of. That's why I want to say that. Yeah.
Yeah,
Okay,
I
but
guess it makes sense because it's like, you can catch yourself after. It's like I told myself not to do that, but
right.
you don't have like an active thing that you're trying to do that,
Yeah,
like to like correct that. So,
exactly.
yeah,
Active
that makes
action. It's like telling your brain, do not think about white monkey. You're thinking about that. Exactly. So you want to focus on what you're going to be doing. Yeah. So I'm not thinking about white monkey, but I'm thinking, I don't know, about purple elephant. I don't know. Anything. Okay. Well, this is a good start. Cover, timing with the rest of your team. Is there anything else?
No, that's really helpful. I mean, I was really just kind of looking for like what would be what you thought the biggest thing to kind of focus on and start like getting practice with and being able to work on myself would be, and so that's super helpful. I'm really excited to try it out and kind of see how it makes a difference here.
Yeah, exactly. Try this out. Maybe if you're gonna have any questions, you can always send me timestamp with the question. I'll be glad to answer. Maybe any general questions as well, let me know. There's also a Discord server. You can take advantage of that. There's Ask Me Anything channel. You can post the questions there. Also, I upload some resources on my YouTube. Here, YouTube releases. Also, do stream on Twitch sometime too. You can take advantage of that too. Some articles, I'm posting it here as well. In general, all the info is in this channel too, like this deeper device, for example. But yeah, there's something, well, you can use the server just to also get additional things, additional materials, take advantage of that. Okay, do you
Okay.
have any
Yeah,
final
yeah.
questions for today, by the way?
No, not really. I feel like you kind of answered them all. I'm gonna go through and